Hey y'all, it's Robbie. As I mentioned on the intro, I'm sharing these videos to encourage at least one person who's going through something similar to what I've gone through the last 4 years. So just to sum up who I am, I'm a divorced father of 4 kids. I live in the conservative South. I was raised Southern Baptist. I was baptized when I was 9, very active in the church growing up. Youth choir, youth camp, helping out in Vacation Bible School, all the things. And I knew for quite a while that I was gay. It was about middle school, high school that I was very aware of it. It was something that I felt at the time was really wrong. I had a lot of shame wrapped around it, didn't talk about it with anyone. Until I went off to college. I went to Charleston Southern University, which was a small private Christian college. And I had been struggling the majority of that semester with dealing with this and didn't know what to do. And I had been attending this church there in Charleston and decided to go talk with the pastor. And so I set up an appointment, met with the pastor, and I basically just cried. Just uncontrollably. I remember sitting down in the chair and just crying, just crying. And then eventually he's like, okay, so what's going on? You can say it, you know what I mean? And so I said, well, I'm gay. I have a problem with pornography and I don't know what to do, And in the best way that he could, he basically counseled me and, said that I was just a confused kid and that I just needed to get married, and once I got married, all of those feelings would go away because I'd be, having sex with a woman and everything would change. So if you have been raised in the church like I have, and raised in the South like I was, then you could probably understand how I had this very much an innate need to do what was right in the eyes of the church and to basically do whatever you could to serve Jesus and serve the Lord, which I still do, but it was different then, you know what I mean? And I felt like I had to basically turn that part of me off because there's all these scriptures that were used against me. And the biggest one, you won't inherit the kingdom of God, and so therefore you're going to hell, basically. If you're gay, you're going to hell. And so that is what I was raised the majority of my life to believe. And so I then basically got married to my best friend at the time and had 4 kids. And I'm not going to say anything bad about her. I miss her as my friend, and we both know that when we got married that we shouldn't have, and that it was a mistake. And we tried to make it work for so many years. And for so many years, I struggled with pornography. I tried to suppress the feelings I was having. I would go through this shame cycle of looking at pornography, repenting, going a few weeks without looking at pornography, and then going through the same cycle again and again. And I slowly, through the years, after I was married, I remember telling my best friend about a year and a half after I was married that I was gay. And then I remember slowly just telling a few accountability partners here and there that I was gay, and people in men's Bible studies and things like that. But very few people knew. And so then in 2013, my wife and I had hit a really bad part of our marriage. Things were really bad. We were fighting all the time. And I just got to the point where I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. This isn't what a marriage looks like. I'm literally lying all the time about who I am, and it's not fair to her, and I don't know what to do about it though, because just like homosexuality was wrong, divorce is wrong. and you just don't get a divorce. That's just not what you do. It's unacceptable. And so I just didn't know what to do. And so I just kind of struggled through things. And then in December of that year, I was on a cruise with my wife and our kids and other family, and I remember being approached by this guy on the boat who found me attractive. And that was the first time that I remember being attractive to someone else in that regard. And it really set my mind on what this could be like. And so I started allowing those feelings to come in and allowing those thoughts to come in about what this looks like. And then nothing ever happened with him. In fact, I was really afraid about seeing him again on the boat, and it was kind of like this weird feeling that I felt like the whole vacation I was worried about seeing this person, and I never did after I saw him. And then I get back home, and then I just said, why am I doing this? This marriage is a sham. My life is a sham. And so I admit I fell into this like complete unhealthy place, and I was on business in January and had an affair with the waiter at the restaurant, and had 2 more affairs after that within a couple weeks. And affair is a loose word. They were one-night stands. And then I was like, no, like I can't be doing this. This is wrong, and I need to fix my marriage. And so I kept trying to get to counseling, and so finally my ex-wife and I started going to counseling. And then day 1 of the counseling, when it's just me and the counselor, I tell him, hey, I'm gay. I've had 3 one-night stands with guys, and I don't know what to do. And he said, well, we just need to keep that quiet till we get a little bit further into counseling. Things are kind of crazy with you two right now, so that's not going to help anything. And so we didn't talk about it. So again, not being authentic, again, not being transparent. And so then it was September of 2014. We were in counseling, and things had been kind of escalated through the whole session. And she said something, and I reacted to it, and I got so angry and so emotional and so crazy that I just like started bawling into tears, left the counselor's office, and had 2 attempts to kill myself. And the first, it doesn't matter how I guess I did it, unless you ask him, we can talk about that. But after the second time, I was on my phone. Okay, so I guess it is relevant, but I had tried driving my car into this ravine on the side of the road, and I don't know how I wasn't hurt by it, but I just remember being shaken up, and I was on the side of the road, and I was like just sitting there not knowing like what to do after I attempted this, and I felt stupid, honestly. I felt like I can't believe I actually tried this. And it was just irrational. The whole thing was just an irrational cry for help. And so I picked up my phone, and I had Googled like depression help like a couple days prior or whatever, and there was this number, and so I called it, and they're like, oh, well, we're a counseling center, and we want to see you right now. Can you come see us? And so I was like, sure. So I drove my car to this counseling center, and I really think it was God just protecting me from knowing where I was at or knowing what this facility was. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was a mental hospital. And so I walk in, I'm talking to this lady, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna step out for a few minutes. She comes back, and she's like, okay, so we'd like to keep you overnight, and you can do this one of 2 ways. You can do it voluntarily, or we can hold you here for 2 hours by law, and then we can get a judge to like, put you in involuntarily. Either way, the easiest thing is if you just voluntarily like stay. So I did. So I remember I was the whole thing was just crazy. So I'm checked into this hospital, and it literally saved my life. I got medication. I was able to process my feelings with a counselor. I was able to have a community group around me in the hospital that was able to help me. And that experience literally saved my life. And I don't usually share this part of the story because it's just a sad part of my story. But I really feel like it's something that we need to talk about, you know, mental illness and all of that. And so this is part of what this video is for, to let you know that you're not alone if you're feeling that way. And the feelings that I was going through was like, I can't imagine being divorced. I can't imagine being gay and actually everybody knowing that I'm gay. Because if people find out about my affairs and all of that, then they're gonna know that I'm gay, and that's gonna be terrible. And I just couldn't live. I was just like, I had no ability to live. It was a mess. The whole thing was a mess. And so I got out of the hospital and I proceeded to tell my wife, hey, I'm gay and I've had 3, you know, affairs. And, oh, and by the way, I've enrolled myself in this gay conversion therapy. And once again, trying to fix something that wasn't broken in me. And so I went there for a month and realized that it was a sham and that people don't just change and you can't just change that. And so got out, told my wife, I said, okay, I'm not going anymore. And you know, basically she wanted a straight husband, and that's what she deserved, was a straight husband. And I couldn't be that for her. And so I'm the one that filed for the divorce. I'm the one that pushed everything, and we're divorced. And so that's my story in a nutshell. And that all started, you know, 4 years ago. So 2014, 2018, that's incredible. And I share all of this because if you feel like killing yourself, let's just start there, because you don't like being gay, or you don't know what to do with that, or for any other reason, you're sad, you're depressed, you're feeling out of control, like that's not a reason to do it. My life was saved by getting help, by getting on meds, by addressing my feelings, by working through my feelings, and yours can be too. So let's just start there. The second thing is, I struggled after I separated from my wife. Like, who is this new Robbie? Like, what does he look like? Who does he want to become? And I saw it as 2 ways. I can either be gay and celibate, or it can be gay and accept gay marriage. And those were the 2 like decision factors that I had, because I accepted the fact that I was gay, that I didn't choose it, that this is the way that God made me in his infinite creativity, but I didn't know what to do with it. And so whatever your decision is, if you're gay, it's your decision. My decision is that I can be gay, and I can be a Christian, and I can get married, and that'd be great. And I don't feel like the Bible preaches against homosexuality, as we've been led to believe. There's some great books out there, great resources for you, and I'll be sharing those at another video. And where I land on this is, at the end of the day, we all need a relationship with our Creator, with God, with Jesus. We all need to acknowledge that we need to love God and love other people, and that's what we're here to do. And so, to the people that are watching this that are like, you're going to hell, and I've had plenty of people tell me I'm going to hell. I've had plenty of people tell me that I'm wrong in my theology. I've had plenty of people tell me all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, the Holy Spirit lives within me, and he leads me to conviction, and he guides me, and he basically is the person that I'm accountable to. And I'm not accountable to any other person. And so that's what I want you to realize as well, is that you are accountable for you and your relationship with God, your Creator. And so don't let other people like make you feel bad or make you feel like you're going to hell or all these things that are just not true. just let God lead you and let God guide you. And for those that disagree with me, at the end of the day, you have to agree that we all need a relationship with God. We all need a relationship with Jesus. And we all need to love others and love God. And so I'm sharing this video for that, to encourage you. You're not alone. No matter what you're going through, you're not alone. There's somebody out there that is relating with what you're relating through. And just like the video that I watched the other day about the mom struggling with her kids, we're not alone. And I hope this is encouraging to you. And please reach out with your comments. And hopefully the other videos are going to be helpful to you too, just sharing the rest of my story. That was the abridged version. That was a really short version. That's basically everything I've been going through the last 4 years. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.